Saturday, February 18th, 2023. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss a Spike Lee movie from 2006 that I never got around to seeing until last night. That's right, it's Inside Man, starring Denzel Washington, Clive Warren, Willem Dafoe, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jodie Foster, and Christopher Plummer. There's a few other people a little dotted around there that you're going to recognize. This is a bank heist movie. And it was one of those movies that I didn't see at the time, and then someone spoiled for me, so I never bothered to see. And then I was like, I saw it that it was on HBO Prime, and I was like, Prime Video, Amazon. I was like, I texted Gotham. I go, should I watch this? He goes, yeah, just watch it just to see how much Spike Lee loves Dog Day Afternoon. So it's about Dalton Russell. We start off with him explaining to us how he is going to do the perfect bank robbery. And then a majority of the movie is this bank robbery taking place, and Denzel is the hostage negotiator trying to figure things out. They seem to know every rule in the book, they know exactly what's going to happen next to people on the inside. He even says that. He's like, it's like they read the playbook before we could do blah, blah, blah. He says it better than that, though. But in, the beautiful and original Spike Lee way, it feels fresh by there being some ad-lib scenes and from there being, seemingly non-fiction scenes, or, just interviews and put. You don't even realize why until the end, but every once in a while it'll go to an interrogation scene where they're Chiwetel and Denzel are just talking to all the people who are hostages, and sometimes they're being aggressive, and you're like, wait, so they're trying to figure out if any of these people were a part of it, but you're not 100% sure why, to see if there were a second inside man, we could say. So just really smartly shot and edited. Nice 2 hour, 5 minutes or something like that. Doesn't get too long. I think sometimes Spike Lee can go a little bit too long. Stay on the thing a little bit long. But what he does is he just shoots everything. It's so smart. At one point, the police and whatever he is, I don't know if he's FBI or if he's just, I don't know, what is he? Maybe he's just New York police. Is they're going through every scenario of what could happen if they just storm the place, and they actually film all of them. And you're just like, oh, this is smart, because in this point in the movie, it would all just be talking. And now you have all these amazing action scenes and shootout scenes that are great for marketing and just keep you engaged in the movie, even though they aren't actually happening. It's smart of him to be, as a director, to be like, well, we'll show you. And it's not silly. It's not done with whip cuts and it's not like a Guy Ritchie movie or something. They're like, no, it could go like this, but then if we can't figure out how to shoot, then this could end up happening, or they could have blow the bombs up, or they could, all things that have been threatened. I think that's a really smart part of the movie. Then the B plot, the kind of other thing is that okay, so Christopher Plummer is the owner of the bank, and Jodie Foster is the mayor, I guess. And they are working in cahoots because there's something, it's about political and financial corruption is what that angle's about. And Christopher Plummer has something in his, lockbox. What's that called? Safety deposit box that he doesn't want anybody to see. And I won't spoil what that is, because that's kind of one of the interesting things of it. But it gets bigger and grander, maybe a little silly in the climax to what all this stuff is, but it's good. It's something real bad, isn't it? That's a great line. Yeah, I think Denzel just proves that he's one of the best. He's such a force to be reckoned with, and Clive Owen is this was when he was just crushing it. And I wonder if he brought Chiwetel on board because they had been in Children of Men together, or was that after this? Maybe they met on this. I can't remember which order that came in, but I don't know. Just they break. He always breaks convention, and while still making a pop movie. That's Spike Lee. That's what's so good about him. And he's always visually original, and he always chooses unique scenes. You're like, oh, that's. I wouldn't have thought of having my main bank robber talk to a boy about violent video games. Okay, go ahead. And then he does time jumps that don't feel as manipulative and as silly as even sometimes they do in even Tarantino movies. I think he's kind of the master of all the convoluted film moves, making them make sense to me. But yeah, as a whole, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and it's in this weird gray area where at that time period I was watching basically everything that came out. So I've seen like everything in that time period, the like mid thousands or whatever, the mid tens, all the way up. Like, 'cause I was just in grad school, I literally watched like every movie that came out basically. And then the one or two movies that slipped through the crack, I was like, eh. And this is just like one of the handfuls of ones I never got back to. But yeah, hopefully it hasn't been spoiled for you. It's still good, but you know, this is a time period where movies were a little bit different. You could have a spoiler like this without it being spoiled by somebody like me on the internet, right? Anyway, like and subscribe. If you like to subscribe, I'm here every day. You can be here as much as you want. What did I learn? What I learned is always just like when you're going, just shoot everything. Shoot everything and put it together in editing, you know? Shoot every idea you have. You're on set, you're there, just do it. I know that it costs money and stuff, but you got the money. You're making a big movie. You got all these big actors. Just plan really well. Think carefully and shoot everything in your script, like every idea that you have, because then in editing you can just rearrange it, and that's when you're going to end up with a more unique movie and something that's not just like, oh, well, the bare minimum scenes we need to make like a sellable pop movie, you know? I don't know, lots to be learned from every Spike Lee movie, because he's like can do a mainstream movie, but he can zig and zag. It's like Scorsese, you know? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.